we have good news to celebrate. Over time, for those of us who have worked with CHT, we've heavily relied on developers to support that function. And one thing we acknowledge is that as we gear up or as we go deep into scale, there isn't enough time, or we can't become efficient if we probably continue relying on that approach. And therefore, scale is one of those things that we want to make sure that doesn't tie us behind or doesn't become a broker, maybe because we have not set up enough tools to support that work. So by not having capacity that goes in tandem with the scale, we see then an opportunity to reimagine how we do our user management. And this is to cater for the growing need. And at the same time, an opportunity to make sure that we scale with tools that require minimal training to the people who are going to use those tools. And again, we leverage this community to grow the tool to be able to support more features, different contexts. We know we work in different countries, and therefore having this tool out there creates an opportunity for us to support scale easily. At the same time, we see opportunities for going further and integrate the current tool with existing registries to help us validate some of the inputs that go into the source files that are used to create this tool. So coming up is a team that has been working on this, and they'll be demoing to us on how they have been able to leverage this tool. So in terms of the features, if I could go ahead, some of the features that are in this tool is templates that can be used for bulk user uploading. We also have features that support either single or bulk uploading for new CHPs and CHUs. In Kenya, we call them CHPs, the community health promoters. And the areas they work is what we call the CHUs, or the community health units. We are also, via this tool as well, it is possible to replace an existing CHP, either singly or via bulk upload. And at the same time, we are able to move the units that they work in from one person to another easily. The other feature that it's supporting is validation of entries before uploading to the instances. For example, if you try to upload, let's say, a sub-county, and in the instance this has not been already created, the tool provides that validation and therefore flags for you whether a field is existent or not, and therefore giving you a chance to reduce the errors that you can encounter when creating the users. And again, being able to extract users' credentials from the files that have been uploaded easily. We think it's a game changer, knowing that previously this used to take a couple of days, and now this being done in under an hour or so is a game changer. Two, it doesn't require one to be a tech savvy, that as long as you can follow the steps that have been provided, coupled with the video tutorials that have been shared, it is now possible for someone with basic literacy to be able to go in there as long as they are authorized to support in user management.
Creating of users, we were onboarding a lot of counties. So creating on users, that process was really, really hectic. Then the team introduced us to this tool, like, hey, there's this tool here. And you leverage it to onboard users. So we've actually tried it and we've used it a couple of times in the new counties we've onboarded. And I can attest that it's really, really well. As Philip has outlined, you need the right credentials to be able to access the system. So you will be given credentials. So those users will be tasked with creating the users, will be given credentials to access the system. So right now for this demo, we are going to use the training server. So chis-training.health.go.ke. Then with the supplied credentials, of course, you should be able to log in. So the first step that you need to do is to create the relevant organization unit structure. Okay, for our instance, most instances are county-based. So you will need to start with a county, then create a sub-county. Okay, so maybe we can just go through that process really quickly. So there is this button here. So once you log in, you navigate to the People's tab. then there's this button for new county. So it will take you through the process for creating the county, but of course you have to start by creating a contact person. Maybe if somebody they already had a user account, you can use the existing person step. Other than that, let's go directly to the create new person. So let's say this is a person, let me use my names, Eric Ejimba. Then, of course, you need to put in the phone number. Then you can proceed. Although right here, we just need the names, that is the required field. So once you do that, you'll go to the next step. Then I think we need to note this step. So it will ask you, would you like to name the place after the primary contact? So this is not the case. So we want to name it manually. So let's say this is, I don't know how we can call it. Let's say County 48. That is the name of our county. And then we proceed next. So you'll see there'll be a new county that will be created with the person you provided as the contact person. So now this is at that level of the county. You need to now go down, create the various sub-counties. Okay, so the next bit is ensure you're on the correct county. So you can navigate using the left-hand sidebar. Once you select the specific county, this add button will allow you to create a new sub-county. So let's go ahead and create that. Again, depending on the hierarchy of the organization unit structure in the country, you might have different people. So the various focal persons at each level. So let's just create a new person. So let's say this is sub-county 1 focal. Yeah. Then of course you provide a phone number. Then next, so again the same thing. Let's say we want to create it manually, label it sub-county 1. Once you do that, you submit it. Should be able to submit. So right now we have sub-county and a county. So let's just create an extra sub-county under the county. You can use that shortcut I've used, so you can use the left-hand sidebar to navigate. So let's create another sub-county. Let's create a different, actually in this case, we can use the same focal person. So let's say that person is managing this 2 sub-counties. Focal. So you can just search their name. It will identify this person and it will give you the org unit that they are attached to. So in our case, sub-county 1 under county 48. We select that, so that is the right person. Again, we want to name it manually. Let's say this is now county, sub-county 2, sorry. Sub-county 2. We submit. So as you can see, it belongs to county 48. Go to county 48, we can see our 2 sub-counties over there. So sub-county 1, sub-county 2. So at this juncture, we are ready to now use the tool to be able to import users in there. Again, the people who are authorized, they'll be given login credentials and the URL to the tool. For this particular demo, we're going to use the tool that is located at user-chis-ke.app.medicmobile.org. So the first step is to select the specific county. As you can see, this one has been structured with the Kenya org unit tree. So we have the various sub-counties. Each particular sub-county runs its own instance. For this particular demo, we are going to use this particular instance, so the training instance. So we come, select it from down here. This is training 1. Then again, you'll be provided with the correct details to access the system. Let me just copy this and paste it over there. So once you log in, you will land on this page, okay? So there are several pages to access several functionalities. This is the navigation bar. And from the top left, you can be able to see there are three actions you can do under community health unit. Then there are also 3 actions you can do under community health promoter. And then there is the moving and there is the users. So refresh, clear. And then top right, we have upload, save, and finally log out. So I think I'll take you through the uploading bit. So you need to have prepared your users in an Excel file. So how you go about it is go to that ad, then upload from CSV. Now there are 2 ways. You can use this direct, or this still does the same thing. So you go to upload CSV. And then here is where you need to upload your file. If you don't have the file, you can download the template over here. So just click that. Should be able to download. And I think I have, oh, I don't have. So let's just use the downloaded template. So we're just going to quickly create some fictitious CHUs. So let's say this belongs to sub-county 1. So these names should correspond to the names that are on the platform. As Philip mentioned, if you don't have that particular sub-county, it will throw an error, okay? So let's say this is code. The CHU code, again, use the master facility list to get the correct CHU code. Then there's the linked facility. Then, of course, the facility MFL code. And of course, now this is the contact person who is in charge of that CHU. Okay, so let's say this is Pambazuko for call. And of course, finally, their phone number. Let's say 712345678. All right. So we have my 1 user over there. I think maybe let's have 3 users. Let's say this is Maziwa. This is Kayole. Let me also use different codes. Let's say this is 5. Facility name 1, facility name 2, facility name 3. So I think most of the time you will devote to actually preparing the document to ensure that you don't have any errors. Okay. Let's say this is for 1, 2, 8, different numbers, 9, 7. So we'll attach 2 to sub-county 1, then this one to sub-county 2. Okay. So that's our, sorry, I forgot to zoom in. So that's our structure. So in case you need to, and I think there'll be another person to take you through this. So this field, in case you're creating new CHUs, just leave it blank. It's not a required field. Okay, so once we do that, we save. And then the next bit would be now to upload it. Okay, so ensure you're on the right page. So bulk upload of community units, come choose the file. So I'll just get it from my downloads. Then once you do that, click on add. So it will upload it to a staging area from where you can now see if there are any errors, if there are any things that you need to change. So this is just a staging area and it will link. So you see it has automatically recognized. If you see anything in blue, this is a link that you can open to verify that, yes, this is the right particular thing, okay? So let's say, for instance, we had sub-county 3 here. So that sub-county does not exist. In that case, so let's say, for instance, I've made some errors. I need to clear this and reload. There's a button here to either refresh, fetches metadata from the instance. So let's say, for instance, you had not created this, you just figured out, oh, I need to add an extra sub-county. So you go and add it, then come and back here. So refresh will try to relink. Then clear will sort of clear the staging area so that you can load it again. So let's just do that. Load it again, add. Sorry, did I save the file? I'm not sure. Let me save. Okay. And so we now have, let me clear again. We now have sub-county 3. Load from CSV. Let me choose that. Add. Yes, as you can see, it has highlighted here. It cannot find that sub-county, and hence that record is invalid. So let's just remove that record. So we have the 2 records, and we are now ready to do the upload. So you can do either a multi-stage upload where you upload the community health units, then you upload the community health promoters, or you can do all of them at the same time. So let's say you want to do that. Let's come here. Again, upload from CSV. Again, if you don't have the template, download it. And then essentially it's the same template. It's not the same, it's a similar template, but these items need to speak. Okay. So for instance, we have sub-county, let's say sub-county 1. We had that. And then the CHP area name. Let's say this is Peter John. Let's see the number. Then the CHP area, I want to just give it Peter John area. Okay. Let's create an extra CHP. Let's call them John. So for John area, we have the name John. Change the number slightly. 9. So the CHU, this is now the CHU name, and it should correspond to the CHUs that you are creating. Again, if they don't have similar names, you'll get an error like that CHU is not recognized. So let's say this is Pambazuko. This is Kayole. Okay. Let's save that. So we come and upload. Okay, choose the file. This is our file. Add. So as you can see, it has run through the various validations and it has recognized like, hey, Pambazuko is not recognized under this. So you need to check that the names actually match and it's the correct sub-county. Then again, the phone number. So you can see this phone number is not a valid phone number within Kenya. So there's that additional validation. So you need to update the files accordingly before you do that. Okay. So this is Pambazuko. So let's just, and again, if you see here sub-county 1 and sub-county 2, this particular unit is not recognized. So we change this to sub-county 2. So let's open that file again. Okay, so that's updated. Let's add an extra digit to make it valid. So that is a valid one. Any other problems? I don't see. Oh yeah, this is sub-county 2. So Kayole, this is sub-county 2. We do that, we save. Again, you can either clear or just re-upload. So let me use the clear so that I can dot both of them, trans the validation again. Sorry, so come here, choose the file. So this is the community health unit. We still have that. Let's get that. And then I'm going to upload the CHPs. Right now, they should be errors. So if you don't see any reds, you're good to go. So if you see this icon here, it means that this particular CHU is not there, but it would be created. Once you have this pending, you're able to do the upload. Okay. So how you do that, on the top right corner, just click upload. Then give it a few seconds as it does its magic. So first of all, it will go in and create the various CHPs. And then after that, it will go in, the various CHPs, then secondly, go in and create the various CHPs. And as you can see, success. And from this particular point, you can be able to download your credentials. So if you just want maybe to quickly test somewhere, just click on this, it will copy it. Then you can maybe quickly paste it in an email. But let's say you want to download and maybe give the specific focal person we distribute. Click on the save credentials. So to get top right, save credential. So this will populate your credentials in an Excel file from which you can now give to the specific focal people to distribute. Then if we come and check the actual app, let's say this was 2048 sub-county 1. So you'll see it will have created that community health unit. And if you open that, you'll see that is our focal person together with their phone number. And underneath, you'll be able to see the specific CHP areas. So it automatically mapped Peter John. So Peter John is the contact, and Peter John is now ready to go and create new households. So let's log in as Peter John. So just to log out. So this is Peter John, that is the username. And then password. Right. Give it a minute. So you have successfully logged in. And as you can see, Peter John area, they only have access to their area and they're ready to start registering households. Yeah.
Thanks, Eric, for the presentation. I have one question. The templates that were downloaded, are they auto-created depending on the hierarchy of the app, or they are configured for your particular use case? So because some users have different hierarchies or structures, does a template auto-generate following that hierarchy in the app, or it is configured separately? Thank you.
I am not sure. Allow me to consult. I don't know if maybe anyone from Medic team has a response to that, but for our particular use case, this was already pre-configured. So we are just adding the various CHUs and CHP. So there is that sub-county, then of course the specific county, but I'm not really sure if I don't have experience in terms of other countries, if because we have instances here that are different from Kenya, I'm not really sure if they have been mapped according. So maybe somebody from the DIC can look at what's allowed.
Fred is on the call. Fred, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so the app can be configured according to your project hierarchy. So it doesn't, it's not something static. It can be configured and the template will reflect.
Okay,
All right,
okay, so
thank
it's
you.
not auto-generated, it's just configured separately depending on the app. If I got that right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We'll demonstrate how to replace a user using the tool. It'll just take a few seconds. All right. So when you want to replace a user, you go into the tool, you log into the tool to the specific you go to the specific instance that you're looking to replace someone into. Make sure you log into the specific instance. So for my case, I'm using the training instance 3. I've been able to log in. I want to replace a CHP who is already existing in the system. They've just used we just used the same steps as Eric has demonstrated, and this CHP already exists in the system. So we go to the replace community health promoter, replace existing, sorry, and then you'll get to this page where you are expected to put in the sub-county where the CHP belongs to. For my case, it's Dagoretti South. You'll get predictions when you just type in like the first 2 letters of the word, and then the CHP belongs to an existing CHU that has already been added into the system, which is 87 Community Health Unit. You pick that. The name of the CHP that we are replacing is Nyambura, Judy Nyambura. So when you just type in any letter from her name, you'll see predictions, and then you can pick the exact person you want to replace. So for my case, I want to replace Judy. And then I would like to replace Judy with, let's say, CHP, let's say test CHP, test CHP. Then you also put the same name here, test CHP, sorry, just copy. And you also give them a phone number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you save. So here is where the problem is. You go back to edit. I think the phone numbers, the numbers are a bit more. You delete 1. And then it looks okay like that. And then you upload. When you upload, it will show that the upload is still in progress. And when it's done, you'll see it's now success. So for you to get the logins, you just click on the key there. It copies the logins. So you can just go and log in on the URL. As you can see, this is what was on Judy's account. You can see she had like registered some households. So we want to log out and log in with the new credentials to see if we will be able to see the same households that she had registered, and if they have been moved to the new CHP. Let's just log into this. Just a minute as it logs in. Right. So we've been able to log into the new CHP account. As you can see, the name has changed to Test CHP, and the households that were on Judy account have now been, you can see them here. So that is how we replace users using the tool. As you can see, this is the name of the old CHP, and now this is the name of the new CHP. Yes, that should be all from my end.
Fred, do you want to talk a little bit about how accessible it is and also what was used to develop it?
So the app is available on GitHub for anyone who wants to look at the code. It basically just uses the existing CHT APIs to implement this functionality. And yeah, it's almost the same code you find, the kind of same code you find in the CHT, but it's in a separate repo right now.
I was just wondering, for countries that might have adopted more than one ECHIS, say for example, CHT based and then any other platform to power their community health information systems, is the user management tool versatile enough to be leveraged for those two systems, or it's only possible to use it with CHT based apps?
Yeah, so currently it's only for the CHT.
Lele, you want to talk about, as the last thing, bulk replace users, whether it's different from what you've shown or it's just the same process?
Actually, it's similar to what Eric had demonstrated. Apart from with bulk, now you may need to include the name of the outgoing CHP, and also, yeah, only what will be different is the name of the outgoing CHP, but the process is the same.